A very good afternoon to you. It's Tuesday, the 31st of March. I'm Hizrina. He's been bringing you the news live from the Newsfirst Centre here in Colombo. We'll start off with a look at your headlines. 3 persons arrested over the murder of TNA MP Nadraja Raviraj. Dr. P.B. Jayasundara summoned for questioning over the hedging deal. MP Sajin Vasganavardhana released on bail. And now for the news in detail. 3 persons have been arrested over the murder of TNA parliamentarian Nadraja Raviraj.
Police media spokesperson ASP Ruan Gunasekara, speaking to Newsfirst, said that one of the arrested is a member of the Sri Lanka Navy. He went on to say that the remaining suspects are retired Navy personnel. The police media spokesperson said that the suspects are being interrogated under detention orders.
The Navy personnel who were arrested by the Criminal Investigation Department are currently being questioned under detention orders. It has been reported that 2 retired Navy personnel and another Navy officer were involved. The 3 of them are being questioned with regard to several abductions in 2006 and also in relation to the murder of parliamentarian Nadaraja Raviraj and another police officer. They are being interrogated under detention orders obtained under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. They have been held under the Criminal Investigation Department for further investigations.
Nadraja Raviraj was assassinated on the 10th of November 2006 in Burala. Tamil National Alliance parliamentarian Nadraja Raviraj and his security officer fell victim to this shooting while leaving his apartment complex in Manning Town in Narayanpeta. He died at the age of 44 while serving as a human rights lawyer.
Also in local news, former monitoring MP Sajin Vasganavardhana was released on bail today. Court made this order when MP Sajin Vasganavardhana appeared before the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court today over a case filed by the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption. Court also ordered that the passport of the former monitoring MP be impounded. The case was taken up before the Colombo Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapitia. Court ordered a 50,000 rupee cash bail and 2 sureties of 1 million rupees each on Sajin Vasganavardhana. Now, the former Secretary of the Ministry of Finance, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, is currently being questioned by the Financial Crimes Division of the Police over the hedging deal. Speaking further on the matter is Police Media spokesperson ASP Ruan Gunasekara.
Financial Crime Investigation Division is conducting investigations regarding the financial corruption relating with hedging oil transaction. Today, this division has summoned 2 former Secretary to the Financial Ministry, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, and is being questioned by this division at this moment.
Yesterday, former Governor of the Central Bank, Ajit Niwad Cabral, was questioned over the hedging deal.
Also in news here at home, workers of the Western Province Road Passenger Authority have launched a strike. Secretary of the Joint Trade Union, Rasika Kalhana Tilakaratna, said that the strike was commenced against the slashing of wages and bonus allowances. He added that the issuance of monthly log entries for the month of April, the validation of road permits, transferring ownership of buses and route test services will come to a standstill owing to the strike. The chairman of the Western Province Road Passenger Authority, Amila Ranmandala, commenting on the issue, said that there are several practical issues in providing these allowances. He added that the Minister of Finance, the Prime Minister and the President have been notified of the situation. Also in local news, a person has been stabbed to death in the Panimathalava area in Wathapulla.
The police said the murder was a result of an illicit affair. The victim had succumbed to his injuries upon admission to the Kandy General Hospital. The deceased was a 21-year-old resident of the Urulayavatha area in Pilimathalava. Police said that the alleged suspect, aged 19, has been arrested.
Moving on, 5 individuals who poached using illegal fishing equipment have been arrested off the Mundalama Sinpadu coast. Police media unit stated that the suspects were arrested during a raid carried out near the Sinpadu coast. The suspects are at the ages of 19, 23, 27, 34 and 48. The police media unit added that the suspects will be produced before the Puthla magistrate today. Welcome back. In international news this afternoon, at least 19 people died yesterday when a Peruvian bus plunged 1,000 meters off a cliff in the Andean country's second serious transport crash this week.
The incident occurred as the bus veered off a highway heading towards Pacquiao in the southern region of Ayacucho. Authorities said at least 37 people were injured and transported to local hospitals. An official with the transport company, Fernando Sanchez, said authorities were still investigating the cause of the crash, but he claimed the poor weather was believed to have been a factor. Heavy rains have caused deadly flooding and mudslides this month in the Andean nation. The crash occurred 1 week after a multiple vehicle collision in northern Peru left at least 34 people dead, including several Christian missionaries.
The first round-the-world solar-powered flight landed in China today, the fifth leg of a 35,000-kilometer journey seeking to demonstrate that flying long distances fueled by renewable energy is possible. The Solar Impulse 2 arrived in the Chinese city of Chongqing after a flight of 20.5 hours from Mandalay in Myanmar.
The pilot who flew the fifth leg of the journey was Bertrand Piccard. He and fellow pilot Henri Boschberg will take turns at the controls of Solar Impulse 2, which began its journey in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates on the 9th of March, as it makes its way around the globe in about 25 flight days at speeds of between 30 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour. The next leg will see the plane cross to Nanjing in eastern China before crossing the Pacific Ocean via a stopover in Hawaii, where the leg into Hawaii and the leg out of it will take about 5 days and 100 hours respectively, a real feat of endurance. The aircraft is as heavy as a family car at 2,300 kilograms, but has a wingspan as wide as the largest airliner. The design and construction of the Solar Impulse took 12 years. A first version of the craft rolled out in 2009 and broke records of height and distance travelled by a manned solar plane.
We have landed, Bertrand Piccard has landed the fifth leg of the roundabout flight attempt.
More news from China. China launched a new generation satellite into space for its indigenous global navigation and positioning network at 21:52 Beijing time yesterday. Launched from the Zhejiang Satellite Launch Center in the southwestern province of Sichuan, the satellite was boosted by a Long March 3C carrier rocket developed by the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation.
It is the 17th satellite for the Boido navigation satellite system. The launch marked the beginning of expanding the regional BTS to global coverage. The latest satellite will be tasked with testing a new type of navigation signaling and inter-satellite links, providing a basis to start building the global network. An independent aircraft was installed on the carrier rocket, marking the first time China has used such technology in blasting off spacecraft into medium to high orbit. The independent aircraft, dubbed a shuttle bus in space, can send one or more spacecraft into different orbits in space. The system has been gradually put into use in extended sectors including transportation, weather forecasting, the marine fishing industry, forestry and telecommunications. The new satellite was developed by the Shanghai Engineering Center for Microsatellites.
Sports news this afternoon. New Zealand all-rounder Daniel Vettori has confirmed his retirement from international cricket, declaring that the World Cup final against Australia was his last game for New Zealand.
The New Zealand players landed in Auckland today after Sunday's loss at the MCG, and Vettori announced that his 18-year international career was over.
the last game for New Zealand in the final, so it was a lovely way to finish. Obviously, we would have been great to win, but I'm pretty proud of everyone and the way they've gone about things for the last 6 weeks. To be able to get back from a number of injuries and to be here and to be part of it and to be hopefully a big contributing factor to us making that final is something I always treasure.
The decision was no surprise, for it was widely expected that Vettori, aged 36, would farewell international cricket after the World Cup. His departure marks the end of an era that began in February 1997, when at 18, Vettori became the youngest man ever to make his Test debut for New Zealand. Vettori leaves the game as New Zealand's all-time most capped Test player, having appeared 112 times for his country, plus one for the ICC World 11. He's second only to Richard Hadlee on New Zealand's Test wicket tally with 361 victims, and he's one of only 3 men to have the double of 4,000 Test runs and 300 Test wickets, along with Kapil Dev and Ian Botham. In one international cricket, he is New Zealand's most capped player and leading wicket taker. His career tally, including his World 11 games, is 305 wickets from 295 ODIs.
From cricket to tennis now, Venus Williams remains on course to meet sister Serena in the Miami Open final after upsetting world number 5 Caroline Wozniacki in the last 16. Seeded 16th, she's into the quarterfinals at the tournament for the first time since 2012.
The American beat her Danish opponent 6-3, 7-6 in 98 minutes and will face Spaniard Carla Suarez Navarro in the next round. The 34-year-old, who was out of action for 7 months after being diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome in 2011, has now won 7 of her past 8 matches against top 10 ranked players. Serena Williams advanced to the quarterfinals of the Miami Open after beating Svetlana Kuznetsova 6-2, 6-3. Williams, who has won the tournament a record 7 times, advanced by beating the 2006 champion. In the men's third round at the Miami Open yesterday, world number 1 Novak Djokovic resisted a brave rally from qualifier Steve Darkis to reach the 4th round. The Serbian, victorious at Indian Wells early this month, swept Belgium's Darkis aside in the first set, but was given a stern examination in the second before closing out a 6-love 7-5 win. Djokovic will next play Ukraine's Alexander Dolgopolov, who defeated Brazil's Thomas Bellucci 7-5, 6-4. 6th seed David Ferrer comes up against Gilles Simon in the next round after ousting Lucas Rosol 6-4, 7-5. John Isner, the lone remaining American in the men's draw, defeated number 9 Grigor Dimitrov 7-6, 6-2. In more action from the women's third round, Andrea Petkovic of Germany claimed a 6-1, 7-5 win over Russia's Ekaterina Makarova to set up a clash with Czech Republic's Karolina Pliskova.
Well, that's a wrap of the day's edition of Lunchtime News on MTV Sports. I'm Hizrina Hizbi. Our live at 55 hourly news updates will come your way from 1:55 p.m. For now, have a pleasant afternoon ahead.